Have you ever been curious how to manage a relationship or marriage while you're doing an entrepreneur pursuit, while doing a career like nursing? And today I have my really good friend, ATL. That's what we call her, but she runs this blog called Simply Beautiful, and she also has her Instagram too, so make sure to follow it below. But in today's video, we actually kind of break down. It was really funny is that I didn't have anything planned, and we literally just jump into relationships and entrepreneurship and whatnot. So I think it was really interesting. If there's one takeaway that I would have for you is watch this video and see how you can apply it to your relationships to either improve your communication or whatnot, and work out certain things. If you don't know, ATL also has a husband. They've been married for about maybe a year. They're going through some rough times, but you know, it's really kind of cool to see them both working out. I'm actually really good friends with her husband too. Anyways, watch this video in its entirety. I think it's kind of cool to see a fellow nurse, a fellow healthcare practitioner pursuing something like entrepreneurship and marrying an entrepreneur too. So very unique positioning. I think you'll enjoy it. So make sure you grab a drink, grab your sig fig, snuggle up, and make sure to watch this whole playlist on the Entrepreneur Next Door. I was about to say Red Pill Pharmacy podcast, but Entrepreneur Next Door. And we will start our episode in 3, 2, 1. Whoop! Dude, it's so great to have you. Like, after almost 1 year in this apartment, we were trying to shoot a reality versus expectations for nursing, which I never uploaded, which will go up very soon because I'm actually editing it right now. But yeah, tell me how life has been recently, man.
Dude, life has been so crazy. This transition to marriage and, living in a new state has been way more challenging than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, you actually, once you did a master's in nursing education. Yeah. Literally, you told me this while I was in the other room. Yeah. And I forgot.
Okay,
but that's awesome. So you finished that and then you moved up to Seattle, right? Yeah, dude, tell me about the whole decision about moving up to Seattle, man.
Well, it was sort of a conscious decision that Juan and I, my husband and I, we made together. We kept going back and forth between where we were planning on living after marriage. We talked about Minnesota, which is where I'm from, California, which is where I truly wanted to stay, and then Washington, Seattle, because that's where his family is. And so we ended up deciding to move to Seattle because real estate is slightly more affordable there.
Oh, okay.
And then his family is there.
Yeah.
And then so it's if we plan on having kids, at least we have some type of support,
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's pretty much the reason why.
Yeah, but you really want to stay down here in LA.
I did. Man. Oh man. And now coming back, it's it's surreal. I come back and I'm like, dang, it's still the same place, but I feel like a slightly different person, which because I am.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's still a side of me, an urge to come back.
Really?
Yeah, legit.
Tell me a little bit about that different person coming back, man. Because you've only been back for a day or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just having all these realizations and stuff. Tell me a little bit about that, man.
Well, Juan and I, we've been having a lot of marriage problems. And I won't open up about a ton of them because that's just a big can of worms.
Yeah.
But
especially if he doesn't know, man. He
yeah. Well, he know he's aware, but I mean.
Oh no! I mean blasting out on public and shit, right? Yeah.
But the good thing is that despite these problems, these difficulties, challenges that we're going through, we're seeking counsel. We're going through to a marriage counselor regularly, which has been super helpful.
Dude, I think that's actually super healthy, man.
Yeah.
Most relationships, even including a lot of the YouTube relationships that you see online, most of them have been to some sort of counsel or therapy or something like that. So it's a good sign because imagine if you guys didn't seek any sort of help at all, like that tells me that, hey,
you guys aren't working on it.
You guys don't care enough to actually work on the problem. So.
Yeah. And
awesome.
a lot of times in the beginning, I felt like we needed it, but there was a side of me too that didn't really want to try as well, you know, but I knew that it was best for the marriage that we do. And a lot of times I feel like a lot of people wait till it's too late to try, you know, and then someone's already got one foot out the door, and that's even harder, you know, to reel them back in and truly work on the relationship. You know?
I actually have a really good buddy, man. He actually before you we shot this. My good friend, he actually, him and his girl actually broke up after 5 years. And
of a relationship.
Relationship. Wow. And he was ready to settle down maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, but some certain like work situations happened. He wanted to be an entrepreneur and stuff. He kept on pushing it to the side. She never really voiced that she was kind of upset and stuff, and it just kind of fell apart. And I was like, holy shit, man, that's tough, man.
That
like,
is
like I see it from his point of view. It's like he never knew how actually bad it was. So when it was bad and she just started dating other people after they broke up, he was really, really, really torn.
Right. And I feel like, you know, the person who breaks it off, they've been thinking about it for a really long time. You know, and that's the sucky part, because a lot of times people don't open up about what they're feeling in the beginning. And so they just mull through these emotions and they get to the breaking point. And once they get to the breaking point, that's when they break it off.
Yeah, and it's tough, man. And I understand from her point of view too. It's kind of like, you know, you should have known, you should have made time and stuff like that. And it's just kind of a sticky situation. So it's really good to see that you guys both recognize that you guys are on the same page, that there's a problem that needs to be fixed. And
and multiple. I mean, it's multi-layered, you know, which is, I mean, I think the cornerstone of all relationships. It's like there's a foundation, but then there's many layers to what makes you guys you. You know.
Kind of curious, what kind of things did you try before the marriage council? I know that I'm not sure if it was you or not, but you're talking about the love languages, and I think you were the first person that ever brought that book up to me.
Really?
Right? Yeah, I want to say you were one of the first people that brought that up to me. Yeah.
So outside of the marriage counseling, what else have we been doing? So, you know, we definitely have been really focused on our faith. I don't know, like my faith has been obviously roller coaster. I mean, I think that's just general. In terms of life, I feel like we go through hills and valleys through everything. There are seasons for things, and there are times when you feel closer to God and sometimes you don't. Well, anyway, throughout this process, we've really engaged ourselves in a marriage group. So we go to this weekly marriage group where we talk about, you know, sessions on how to be a better, you know, spouse. And one of the biggest lessons that we learned from that, which Juan has been so phenomenal about implementing, is being a God-centered spouse.
Wait, what?
God-centered spouse.
God-centered spouse.
That's
like,
right.
I'm not religious, so I'm kind of like lost a little bit. Tell me more about that.
Okay, so let me share with you. So basically there are 3 levels of love in a faith-based type of relationship, right? So the first lowest level is called as being a self-centered spouse. So you're doing everything for selfish reasons. You want to hang out with this person because it gives you joy. You know, you don't care about their, you know, schedule. So it's like, you know, I just really want to hang out with you.
That's probably me right now.
Hey, that's okay. You know, and it starts with awareness, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm guilty of it as well. No. Okay, so then
it's phases, man. It's
right?
phases in relationships.
So true.
But
yeah, and that's ebb and flow.
Yeah.
The second level is being a spouse-centered spouse. So now you're outside. You've stepped out of your own shoes and you're focused on the other person's needs. You know, so you're like, oh, you know, she loves it when, you know, I clean the bathroom or I wash the dishes, so that way, you know, she comes home and I don't have, you know, she doesn't have to deal with all that. I'm gonna do it for her because it's out of love and it's out of respect for her and love and care. You know what I mean?
Okay, I understand.
And then finally, the most highest level that we've learned about is being a God-centered spouse. So it's doing things for the relationship that is, good for the overall well-being of you two as a unit.
Gotcha. As like, I've been to a relationship like seminars and stuff. I think I told you about it.
Yeah, you did.
They always talk about that third entity and stuff like that. So
and that's what it is.
Okay, gotcha.
Even if you take it out of the God, the faith basedness of it, I think it's just truly being able to do things for each other, like as a unit, as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that we aren't whole people coming together.
Yeah.
Because we are.
Yeah.
But you become this synergetic type of couple when you're together.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to hear an example of like some actions that have changed, or some things that have changed within your relationship. Maybe when you were like very self-focused, right? Versus like God-based or third entity focused.
So I'm gonna have to share about Juan's experience, because he's really taken it to like the next level, and I'm so impressed. Yeah, legit so impressed. And I'm so grateful that he's my husband. But so one of the things that we've been struggling through is finances, right? And I'm not saying that we're struggling with having enough money or whatever, because it's fine, we're fine. But he's worried about providing for the future and creating what we want, as a couple and stuff for our kids and generations to come, whatever. And that stress that he was experiencing, he brought into our marriage. And so I was feeling like he was, honestly, it felt like a Debbie Downer, like all the time. We were talking about finances and it wasn't fun anymore. We were talking about life, but it wasn't fun. Yeah. And so that was coming from a self-centered place, right? Because you're worried about this, and he needed support from me, but he was bringing in the stress of what he was feeling.
And I don't like, here's the thing. I totally I understand 100% what he means, because he's an entrepreneur himself. So like, I understand he wants to provide like legacy and all that for future, but he's bringing that into a relationship. Got it.
Yeah. And so it almost felt like forced upon me, which is something that, I am focused on, but that wasn't my first priority. So now that we've learned about these dynamics of being a God-centered spouse, he it's no longer, he like actually literally was able to put it aside and was able to put my needs first and our needs first as a couple. And a married couple. He was the one that suggested, counseling, marriage counseling. He was the one that suggested the
Coachella.
That was me, but that's another story.
Yeah.
But he's just been able to go above and beyond and just love me unconditionally. It's called agape love. It's where you love without borders and without boundaries. I mean, it's just like this unconditional higher, it's like a different type of love, and he's truly shown that through his actions. Like he literally makes my lunch every day before work. He so packs sweet. It and then I get up.
What does he make you, by the way?
Salad. But it varies throughout the day. But so like I'll literally roll out of bed, and then he's already like up at 5 a.m. doing work. So he'll greet me, and then he'll like make the bed for us. I mean, it's just like he goes above and beyond. So it's that kind of love. And I've really seen it change within him.
It's kind of like I guess it was like,
I'm just so blessed.
I guess dude. And I think like the thing is that there's an alignment of goals now and alignment of vision in terms of the relationship, because sometimes like this happens to us with entrepreneurs all the time. We get so like pigeonholed or like narrow focused on one typical thing. We forget kind of the consequences that happen like outside of that relationship. Like my friend, right? He's so focused on work and starting up his own business that he kind of lost vision of the whole holistically. How does that affect the relationship and stuff? So it's really kind of cool to see that that he's making you salads for lunch now.
And just, switching out priorities too.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that work is not a priority for
Yeah.
him anymore, but it's like something is taking precedence right now. You know what I mean?
It's a more holistic view though.
Exactly.
Like he's taking it into consideration when he's making.
Yes, that's perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm curious about, what your experience has been like.
Oh man, dude, like my relationship type of stuff.
Yeah, with, entrepreneurship and stuff. Because, dude, okay, I've had a taste of entrepreneurship for the last like 4 or 5 months since I've tried to take Instagram seriously.
Yeah.
Dude, it is not easy. Holy crap.
Yeah.
There is so much that goes behind the scenes that you don't see,
Yeah. Dude, like, well, first of all, so you've been doing a lot of Instagram and stuff. For me, I'm definitely not IG model or anything like that.
I wouldn't say that.
IG is not my platform, but I've been doing a lot of, so because we actually haven't really talked like since your wedding.
I know.
Since your wedding.
Legit. It's crazy.
So this is, I guess, kind of cool catch up time.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, so like some of the things I've been really working on recently is like my YouTube channel, right?
Okay.
So I've been really working on my YouTube channel because I was really struggling, right? I was like, you know what? I have this identity as a pharmacist, but I don't want to be a pharmacist like anymore and like create pharmacy videos all the time.
Yeah.
So how can I like transition to a new me? And you know what? That process was really like it was a pretty hard process, man, because it was almost like an identity like crisis,
right? Yeah, that's the word that came to mind.
Yeah, and it's because it's not like a lot of other YouTube channels where it's just like, hey guys, today I'm going to talk about makeup. Like my channel is based off me. I have my name on it, so it's kind of like, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? And what the number one thing that really described my situation was like, hey, I love entrepreneurship. I love digital entrepreneurship. I love pharmacy. Why not help more pharmacists get into digital entrepreneurship? And that was kind of like the new pivot, I guess, this year. At this moment right now, that's kind of where I'm standing right now. But it aligns with everything I do. Like right now, I run a sales and marketing agency. So I get to talk to so many different businesses, understand so many different business models. So it's really cool because I get to bring those people onto my channel and just really talk about it. And it's really forced me to go out there in the pharmacy community and see, hey, who are the existing entrepreneurs out there? Let's get them on my channel and just like have a talk like what we are right now. So that's been kind of the journey. I'm not gonna lie, it's been kind of hard too, man. Like I haven't really had as much time or prioritizing as much time or focused on much time of checking in with myself and kind of seeing like, I guess, how's Kevin doing today? I haven't really had those type of things because I've been so business focused on my channel. Like, how can I create kick-ass content and stuff? And when I look at other YouTube channels and stuff too, like I see patterns like that. Every YouTube channel has gone through that ebb and flow where they lost their sense of identity. It felt like more like a job, and that's why they didn't want to do it. So I guess like in short, that's pretty much what I've been going through right now. Like one day, like as an entrepreneur, one day everything might be, oh fuck yes, I'm so excited to get out of bed. Yeah. The other day, like, and then there's days where you just feel so like, like, fuck, dude. Seriously. Like, it's a lot of ups and downs. Do you ever see that with Honda or anything like that?
I do and I don't. Yeah. I think he just has gotten used to the hustle. Yeah. Like he literally just is so strict with himself, and I think that's what helps him.
Yeah, he's a pretty regimented guy.
Dude, so regimented. And that was another thing that we struggled with, like I'm so free flow. Like I just love like sometimes like living in the moment and doing spontaneous things. And he's like, dude, I gotta be up by a certain time. I have to do this at a certain time. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but that's what you need as an entrepreneur.
Sounds like my current dating life right now, man. Like really? I'm the one who is like very strict. Like I make sure that everything is like I'm up by a certain time. I'm doing X, Y, and Z, very planned. And Nellen's kind of like more free flow and shit.
I feel her.
Yeah. Yes. So, but definitely like, yeah, man, like I could see worlds colliding and stuff.
Oh, like and that's hard, Yeah. So I'm curious, what keeps you going especially on those days when you can't get out of bed?
Yeah, like it's something, I don't know. You know what's so funny? Like ever since I was a young age, you know what's really funny? I have this like little
And it's
it's
so
kinda
dusty.
It's dusty as fuck. But this was like my goals for the year when I was like in high school.
Okay,
And
let's read it off. Goals for the year. What year was this?
this was like literally
Fucking
like
2008.
no, dude, this was like I wrote like become better at kung fu, get straight A's, finish AZN industry.
What is that?
That was gonna be my first blog, by the way.
Aw.
Learn C++ / Java by Crossed Out Java.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I think that describes like my drive and hustle. I think initially it came out of like approval of my dad. I was always trying to get approval and feel like if I do, it's very conditional love, like with the family, with myself too. Like if I do X, then I will be a good person and do Y. But I think as you know, the years have gone, the more personal development I've done, I just really want to help people a lot, man. And it's just like, I know there's so many different ways to help people, but like specifically, I want to help people. Like I thought about who are the people that I actually have an ability to help. And recently it's been more of the pharmacists who feel like very trapped, very lonely, or maybe that pharmacy student who just like is going through the motions, but their heart's not really into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever feel that with like nursing or anything like that?
Oh, hands down. Dude, so the reason why I chose nursing is because I wanted to teach in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, what the heck am I going to teach?
Yeah.
So then that's why I resorted back to nursing.
Yeah.
Saying that like, oh, eventually I can teach nursing. And that's why my master's is in nursing education, because that was my goal with that.
Yeah.
But all throughout nursing school, I felt like such like, I don't know, an oddball. You know, everyone was so passionate and so excited about clinicals, and I dreaded clinicals. I would, seriously, it was so terrible. My last year, my senior year of college, we have, you know, this like externship type thing, and my preceptor, the nurse that you work with at the hospital, dude, she freaking made me cry. She made me cry every single day. Like I left, like I would like be in tears, and it got to a point where I told my professor that I just could not work with her anymore.
Wow.
You know, and nurse bullying is like a real thing. You know, like
I think it happens with pharmacy too, man.
Really, dude. The elders definitely eat their young.
Yeah, and
legit.
I don't know. Do you think it's a power trip type of thing?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, and then also, I mean, it's like new kid on the block. Like, who are you? You know, you need to prove yourself before I can trust you. You know what I mean?
Dude, that hazing actually happens with a lot of med school students too.
Oh, hands down. Yeah, like, for sure. I can see it.
You need to stay up like 3 days in a row and shit. Like, yeah, it's like crazy, man.
I mean, I know it's getting better.
Yeah.
Because it's been identified as a big issue. You know, and I haven't experienced it in a while, which is good. But I do know that it still exists. You know, and so so anyway, going back to your question, I felt it all the time. Even actually, you know, it's crazy, is after I graduated from my nursing degree.
Which one?
My bachelor's.
Okay.
So this was entry-level nursing, and I told my mom, I was like, dude, after that whole experience with my preceptor making me cry every day, I was like, dude, I do not want to work with these type of people. You know, if these are what nurses are like, I need to like get the hell away from them. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. Like, no. So I told my mom. She was so furious. She's like, China, you know? She was like, you're going to waste 4 years of college? You know what I mean? And I was like, it's okay, Mom. You know, maybe I'll just go and get a master's degree in something else and do something I actually enjoy. She's like, no. So, anyway, so I ended up failing my NCLEX the first time I took it. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think I remember that. Did you tell this story last time?
I don't think so.
Oh, this is juicy.
Yeah, so I failed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you know, maybe this is God telling me that I shouldn't be a nurse. And I was like, oh, you know, maybe God's on my side.
Yeah.
I told my mom, she's like, dude, you didn't even try, you know? And I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. I didn't try.
By the way, like, side note, like, how do people fail their NCLEX like in nursing? Is that quite common the first time? Or?
It can be,
Yeah.
especially if you don't study, which I didn't study.
Yeah.
Not like legit nothing.
I'm kind of curious though, like why did you even go into nursing? Like what's the original vision of like why you went into something like that?
Well, the vision was because I really wanted to help people.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt like I had a really caring personality.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
And I feel like it just sort of came naturally to care for people.
Yeah.
And it just sort of fit into that.
Okay,
place.
so you just it sounded like nursing was just a medium of how you wanted to initially
provide and care for others. Yeah.
But what kind of changed, I guess, between that time? Like,
I was feeling like unsure.
Yeah.
Those damn bullies, man.
They're like, these are the type of people that care about people.
Seriously. Oh man, so fake, dude.
Yeah.
Legit so fake.
Like what's one thing that happened?
Well, they'd be so nice to the patients. You know, you come in and they're all bright and smiley, and then you go to the nurse's station and then they start like talking smack about the patients, like, you know, like just really judgmental. And even with me, you know, it's like I would have questions and I'd be scared to ask because they just like knock you down. It's like, oh, you should know that by now. You're a 4th year nursing student, you know? And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So
that sucks. So anyways, obviously you eventually passed your NCLEX, right?
Once I, you know, decided to study, I passed and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. And you know what?
What kind of changed that though? Like
my mom. Yeah. She was like, you better get your ass in for another test, you know, like she was like hardcore on me about it. And so I was like, yeah, okay, I will. And so then I was like, you know what, if I don't pass the second time, maybe it's God really telling me something. But if I do, then, you know, maybe I should really give it a shot. So that's what I ended up doing. I passed and I got a job. And, you know, honestly, looking back now, like I'm so grateful for it. You know, because even though, you know, nursing isn't what I truly want to do, it is something that I really enjoy doing. And I know that it's my calling right now, and it's how I get money, you know. But I will say that it has financed, you know, what I've wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had to worry about, you know, not having enough money to like do whatever I want. It's been able to provide me that security in that sense. To be able to, you know, pour into my Instagram and my blog. You know, and so for that I am grateful for it.
And I think it's like that's the ebb and flow of life, right? What we want when I mean, I guarantee you these goals aren't the same goals I want. Do I care about straight A's? No. Do I want to revive my old blog? You know what you should do? You should industry?
Like totally come up with a brand new list. Let's do one right now.
No, dude, I have.
Do you have one?
I have like a.
Okay, fine.
Did I plan Q2? No, I haven't planned Q2. I had Q1 planned out and I had action steps broken down. But yeah, man, like, dude, it's so funny, man, like to see all these like old school goals, man, what so really cute. Mattered. But my initial point was just saying that it's kind of funny to see what we initially wanted changes over time, and that's like the ebb and flow of life. And we're not like, it's just like a relationship. Like when you talk about your relationship, I'm sure, how long were you guys dating before you got married?
3.5 years.
3.5 years.
But it was all long distance.
Yeah. And when you first started compared to now, I mean, isn't it a lot different than before? So
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're different people too, you know?
Was he very entrepreneurial back then too?
Hardcore, dude. Hardcore? Worse than he is now. Like
worse.
Like, I mean, before, you know, like he was so like, you know, my business has been my life. And so it was hard for him to transition into the other role of, I mean, it was easy at the time, but still it was hard for him to juggle. And I think he's gotten a lot better about it. Over the years.
That's cool.
Yeah,
dude, it seems like you have this like fascination with relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, I think because we're like going through it right now. You know, marriage is so hard. Dude, Hollywood has got it all wrong. There is no happily ever happily ever after is like not a thing. It's not real. And what's surprising is that I told myself that, you know, and I think that's why I'm so upset at how things are playing out in our marriage now, you know, because I mean, it's natural to have problems in a relationship, you know? It's just natural. I mean, that's just how we are. We're wired as humans to, you know?
Yeah.
And that's been the biggest thing, like eye opener for me. Like, holy crap. It's not a happily ever after. It's you better put your work into it, because otherwise it's not going to grow or last.
What did you like? I'm kind of curious, like when you got married and stuff before that, what kind of things did you expect, like before, like coming into marriage? And what,
I honestly thought we were going to be like so happy. We were going to play house like every day, you know, we're going to cook.
Play house?
Yeah, seriously, you know, like he was the dad and I'm the mom. I mean, we don't have kids, but still, you know, I really thought it was just going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I mean, it has been. We have had some good times, but I think the lows have really taken over in these last couple months for us.
Yeah.
And it's been challenging. And hopefully, you know, once we get out of it, I can share more about what we're going through. Because,
of course. I mean,
dude,
when you're in the trenches and stuff like that, like I get it.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And it's given me a huge paradigm shift, honestly. Yeah, so I'm really excited to share eventually. Yeah. Once we're ready.
Maybe
and
in another year when you come back.
Yeah, seriously, right? 1 year really update.
Cool. Yeah.
Dude, seriously. It's can of worms on you, man. Like
maybe we can talk more about it later. But yeah, that's so it's kind of crazy to hear that. Like, because for me, I've actually never, I don't know, man. So I'll tell you about my opinion about marriage.
Okay.
Like, dude, when I was like a lot younger, right?
Like how young?
Like 20? Like a kid. Like I'm talking about kids, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta keep in mind, I was never raised in a religious like household. Actually, my grandma and my dad are Roman Catholic.
Oh, okay.
But my grandma decided not to like to introduce me to the church or anything like that.
Why's that? I'm curious.
She wanted me to have the choice to do whatever I wanted. So I'm so grateful that like I was given that choice, or given that like way to find my own path, right?
Yeah.
So I started off as a 5-year-old kid thinking about, hey, my first girlfriend is going to be the one I marry. The first person I kiss will be the person I marry and shit.
Dude, isn't that what everyone thinks?
Yeah.
Like, man, seriously.
And then, dude, I go into high school. My friends are telling me that they're having sex. I was like, wait, don't you wait until marriage for that, man? Like, so I was like, I was really, really confused, right? I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then, like, I remember a few years later, like I start dating this girl. Actually likes me for once, and I was like, dude, because I was like ultimate friend zone. No one freaking liked me back then at all, right? And it was probably due to self-confidence. It was definitely due to self-confidence issues with like my dad and my Asian, like being around Asians all the time, because you know how negative they can be a lot of times.
Yeah,
but totally. Yeah, like, and then I was going from relationship to relationship to relationship, and I just started getting more jaded, and I was just like, well, what is even the point of getting married at all, like at the end of the day, right? Especially if I'm not religious or anything. And then I started going down like kind of the red pill path. Do you know what red pill is?
No, what is it?
Oh, dude. it's like this community on Reddit, man.
Okay.
It's kind of like taking the red pill from the Matrix and just seeing like, hey, marriage is kind of like like a trap for all men and stuff like that. Men should go on their own way. That's how you get the MGTOW. Like, there's this whole community called MGTOW, MGTOW, which is like men should just stay on their lane. Don't focus on relationships and stuff. I'm not that far down, but it definitely made me question whether if I really want to get married in the future, and what is really the point of marriage. But I like now, what's really ironic now is like, okay, so one of the things I do is sales, right?
Yeah.
In order for anybody to take anything seriously, you have to have skin in the game. And now that's kind of like connecting back to me, where I realized that, oh, that's what marriage really is. It's really about commitment and having skin in the game to actually work things out. Because here's the thing, I'm pretty sure you relate to it. If you never got married, right? If you never got married, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be going through all these like hoops or these trying to take as much work to figure it out, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. That's how I feel about marriage right now. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like relationship life has kind of taken a lot of the back seat over the last, since my first year of farm school.
So why do you think that is? I'm curious.
Probably a little bit is fear of commitment again, like getting hurt and doing all that sort of stuff again.
Yeah.
Part of it is like perhaps seeing like my parents' marriage kind of like be very sporadic. I would be like, why would I want that for my kids, right? That's why I was doing like in early, maybe 2 years ago, I was doing all these personal development courses, really studying relationships, and that's my journey of like really kind of understanding relationships and stuff like that. Because and I realized a lot of time when I go into these relationships, I have these false expectations, and everything is kind of like falling apart around me, right? Because of me, right? So
well, I don't know if it's totally because
probably
of
not
you.
100%, but definitely like when you go in with a certain expectation and you like, I don't know, I don't know if you felt this, but does anybody really teach you how to have relationships growing up for yourself?
No.
Yeah. So like for me, it's the same way. Who did I learn from? Oh, this broken marriage from my mom and dad. The other, like my divorced uncle and aunt, right? Like
it makes perfect sense why you'd feel the way that you feel, because you don't have any like role models, right? You don't have any like successful relationships in your life to like mirror and feel like, oh, that's something that I could do one day.
Yeah,
and that's hard.
Like it's kind of hard to see like, hey, what is the point like of a successful marriage or something like that? Like what's the point of it, and I don't know. I do realize like my thinking right now definitely will change eventually. It's just a certain stage of my life that I've been feeling a lot more recently.
Right. I think a lot of people come into marriage wanting to honor that commitment to each other. Yeah. Right. And just there's a sense of safety when you feel committed, when you guys are sort of locked in. Yeah. Right. Because it means you guys are both putting effort into this marriage. You're not going anywhere else. Yeah. And I think that's why a lot of people go into it. Right. I mean, well, that's probably one of the reasons why, of course, like love, whatever. But yeah, for me, it was always something that I expected, for one, that I would do, and two, it was because of love, and three, just to be able to live with the person that I loved for the rest of my life, you know? And I never believed in divorce. Yeah. Until marriage. Yeah. But I will say that I can respect people's wishes when they say that they want a divorce.
Yeah. So that's actually something I really want to ask is like, help paint me the picture of like what changed between that before time and now.
So when we got married, we took multiple classes, pre-marriage classes. Yeah. And one of the things that they told us was, you do not ever say the D word, divorce, right? Like you never want to threaten your spouse with that word, because once someone knows that there is an exit route, they're going to realize that that sacred place is no longer sacred and safe anymore. And so that's why I was like, oh, wow, I'm not going to get a divorce ever. Yeah. Blah, 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 And once you get into marriage, and when you put two people together in the same place, like it gets hard. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. I have truly believed that I wanted to leave. Yeah. In these last 7 months.
I don't think that makes you like a
bad person at all. No.
But like definitely like I could see like why people would say that, but I also see the counter argument too, like actually talking about divorce and like the deepest, darkest secrets that we're always trying to repress. I guess like there could be some benefit, you know what I mean? Like as well. But man, that's so crazy. You know, not gonna lie, when you're talking about saying the D word, right? I was thinking about manifestation and all this woo woo shit. Man. Like if you put it out there, man, it's gonna manifest, man.
No, no, it's just yeah, and I respect people who have divorces now, where before I had a different perspective. You know, I was like, oh darn, they just didn't want to try anymore.
Did a lot of the like relationships around you, like I guess growing up, like end up in divorce?
No.
Never? Okay.
I mean, my parents are still together after so many years.
Yeah.
Juan's parents, all my aunts and uncles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your, like, at least I'll talk about my experience, but dude, my mom wanted to divorce my dad so many times during the relationship. Yeah. Like, and I saw how miserable it made her. And I was just like, Mom, just like do it at the end of the day. Right. So I guess like that kind of plays into my whole like perspective about marriage and shit. But then again, my parents rarely ever like talked on that deep level. It was just like,
and that can create a foundation where something was lacking, you know?
Yeah. And that's why it's like so hard to like, I feel like right now I'm just playing this, like the reason why I'm where I am in my life right now is just because I'm trying to be that combo breaker, man. I'm trying to end end that cycle of like poor communication with like
a significant other, with your coworkers, with everybody.
Yeah, but like especially with Asian parents.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
dude, how often do you talk about shit that you're going through in life?
Seriously.
Never, right?
Hardly, yeah,
right.
But you know, you got to break the pattern.
Exactly. That's why I was like, I need to be the combo breaker, you know, and I need to take responsibility for that.
That's good.
Man. Yeah.
Seriously. And I think it just goes back to like our culture, you know, because Asians are very stoic. They're known to be stoic, private. Yeah. And so, yeah, I just think it goes back to our culture and generational differences, you know?
Yeah. Anyways, let's transition. Let's talk about your Instagram, man. How's that doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's going okay.
Yeah.
I haven't put a lot of effort into it these last couple weeks, especially because of marriage probs, you know. But you know, it's going well, and I will say, you know, my sense of entrepreneurship, like my respect for entrepreneurship has grown like tenfold. Like I had no idea how much work you guys do. Like, holy shit, it is so much work. Yeah. You do everything.
It's a lot. And
oh my gosh.
If you don't set boundaries too, like it bleeds into personal life. It bleeds into everything.
And I can totally see why it would do that, because you know, when you're in entrepreneurship, you believe in this thing. It's like your baby, right? You're creating something from nothing. And so for it to take over your life makes perfect sense, because you need to get into that obsessive state to be able to create, you know what I mean? So I totally get it.
Focus, man.
Seriously. Yeah. And so, you know, I haven't been as focused because of that, you know, with things at home, but also it became like work, you know, whereas at one point it was so much fun for me. Like I loved creating content. I loved shooting. I love, you know, like all that was so much fun. And then all of a sudden at some point it turned. And as I was getting these business deals.
When exactly did it start turning?
When I was getting the business deals. I was like, oh fuck, this is like for real. This is like real shit, you know? And I gotta level up and you know, provide and serve, you know? Yeah. Like once you're accountable for not only yourself but for someone else, it's like holy shit, like shit gets real.
Shit gets real, and then your biggest insecurities come out, because it's just like,
hands
dude,
down.
Will I actually be able to execute on this? Will I be able to actually like, you know?
That's right.
Because the whole reason why they're coming up to you for Instagram
is because they see value.
They see value, and they want you to convert your existing audience into
their audience and money.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's been hard, and I'm still trying to, you know, juggle how I feel. Yeah. I definitely know that when I seal a brand deal, I get really excited. Yeah. But once the excitement ends, it's like, holy shit, I'm stressed. Like,
because that's a brand deal game, man. It's like a roller coaster, because there's the sharp, like, as you're creating the content and stuff, it gets really, really exciting. And then once it's done, it's done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, with this one that I'm working on, it's gonna be a prolonged term.
Sweet.
So I'm super excited.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be at least 3 months and possibly more if they want to. So I'm really excited.
Yeah.
But then again, of course, the flip side is like I'm actually kind of nervous.
Yeah, because it's commitment at that point, especially when you're talking about longer term like business deals and stuff like
so it's scary.
But dude, you've come such a long way, because here's the thing, right? I remember your first brand deal was like with some watch or something.
Yes,
like that.
Jordan watches.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh really?
2 years ago.
Dang. Yeah. 2 years ago.
So long.
And I think it's like a really amazing story to see that you've been kind of balancing like this nursing career with your own personal brand, and dude. Isn't that freaking crazy? How many other nurses that that actually have that same lifestyle, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they're out there, and it's hard for sure. And I think what I love about it is that one of the things that I really strived to do was to, make, like, I never wanted to feel like I was working ever, so even when I'm going to work, like, it doesn't feel like work for me, and that's what makes it enjoyable. Yeah. So the moment it felt like work, I was like, oh fuck, something's off. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just have to constantly remind myself to get into that zone of, no, this is something that I really enjoy doing. Yeah. And yeah, I wanna mix, honestly. I wanna be able to mix life with work, pleasure with work, Yeah.
Does your husband give you any like tips or anything like that? Like, how does that play into your thing?
He does. I can't think of anything on the top of mind right now, but dude, like, for a while I was like not wanting any advice from him. Even though he really should be the one that I like talk to, because he's like such a, he's been an entrepreneur forever. So yeah.
I'm kind of curious, man. So it sounds like you have this like really good brand. You're getting brand deals. Are you reaching out to them, or are they reaching out to you?
I'm reaching out to them.
You're reaching out to them.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's both, but it's mainly me reaching out.
Well, the ratio is probably like more shifted toward them reaching out to you since when you first started, right?
Yeah. And I think the ones like the paid gigs are the ones that I reach out.
Gotcha. So
well, I don't know, it's both, but
my question to you is like, how do you pour fuel on this fire? Because it sounds like you're getting traction, you're getting brand deals, right? Mm-hmm. Like, how do you pour fuel on this fire, man?
So it's about being consistent, I think. I think it just goes back to basics. Like, you got to be, one, consistent. Two, you have to provide value. Right? There's a reason why people want to follow you, because they find value in something that you're providing them. And then 3 is just being authentic and real. Like, people can totally tell when you're like being fake, And so I really try to like be real. And lately it's been so hard to be real for me, because I want to keep, things private at home. But then again, it's like, I have just this natural tendency to be open and honest with people. Yeah, you are an expressive type of person. And it's been so hard for me. And so I've been really struggling with that on Instagram. And I haven't been posting because of it, because I want to provide like positivity and stuff. But when you're going through something like this, it's hard to get to that space where you feel like you can.
Do you feel like if you did share, it would be kind of like disrespectful for your husband and stuff?
It could be, for sure. And I'd have to have his, like, okay, like, because it involves him.
Of course, That's why we didn't spill any sexy details on this podcast.
Maybe next time, maybe in a year, I'll tell you.
I know.
Cool. When we've recovered.
Yeah, so it sounds like, I guess, like, relationship kind of. You guys are working out.
Rocky, but going uphill.
Like, there's a clear path to like
end goal.
So relationships, that's okay. Wealth, you're doing pretty well right now, like with your job and stuff like that. How's that doing?
Well, I will say that I took a major pay cut going to Washington, like a $20 pay cut Fuck, dude.
Per hour?
Per hour.
Oh, fuck, that is so lot.
Yeah. Can you believe that? I am, oh my gosh. Yeah, let's not even get into that. But dude, like California, I had no idea how good I had it until I left Kaiser in California.
Oh my God. That's like, is that the dream job for like
A lot of
nurses?
people.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, dude, I just want to get into Kaiser and then, retire, because I totally get it. They provide lots of benefits. Granted, I will say that working at Kaiser, you bust your tail. You work hard.
Yeah.
But you get paid for it.
Yeah, you're compensated for it adequately. Yeah.
And you're relatively recognized for it too, for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, and I will say, yes, I am working at Kaiser in Washington.
Yeah.
But it's totally different.
Yeah.
It's like sort of grandfathered in because they bought over group health, so now they're transitioning to Kaiser, but it's still very group health like.
Yeah.
So that's been hard, honestly.
Yeah. Are you using your like teaching master app?
Okay, so I actually interviewed for a nurse educator position. Well, this was back in September.
Yeah.
And I turned it down. It was a 6-figure job, and I turned it down.
Tell me about that. That's like a very interesting sounds like, this, like from I'll tell you my point of view, and then you can clarify anything. Sounds like, you really wanted you went into your master's because you wanted to teach.
Yeah. Genuinely did.
Sounds like a better pay
Yep.
And all that. So it sounds like everything is in alignment. Like what changed, I guess?
I realized it wasn't the lifestyle that I wanted. It came back to my values. You know what I mean? What
are your values anyways?
So the biggest one, the one that I value the most, is freedom.
Yeah.
Balance. Connection, and then other things. But the big one that it hit was freedom and balance, because I value balance so much, because I just can't focus on one thing, because there are all these other things that I'm really interested and curious about and passionate about. And I just feel like I would be doing those things a disservice if I focused all on one thing. And so this job, this nurse educator position, was going to be at 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I was like, dude, where the hell am I going to have time to focus on my Instagram, my business on the side? Because that's still something that I genuinely want to do.
Yeah.
And I realized, when I went back to my values of balance and freedom, being like, I just don't want to be able to trade my time for money.
Yeah.
I want money to work for itself on the side. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And so, yeah, just reflecting back on my values made me realize I shouldn't have taken the job, even though it was a great amount of money. Yeah. I just knew it wasn't something I could do.
Oh my God. So then, oh man, what did your husband think about that decision? He was in agreement?
Yeah. He absolutely. Totally supported me.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that, because, I mean, granted, if we were in a situation, like a financial situation where we're like, oh shit, we kind of do need this money.
Yeah.
Then it would be different, right? Because your values are a little shaken up and they're different. But I'm so grateful that I am in this position where I feel like I could have said no, and I did say no,
That's true integrity though. Like, I've had moments in my life where somebody, like, on the table there's a bunch of fuck you money. Like, literally, I remember this so like vividly.
Yeah.
I went up to a few of my friends, and I was asking them, like, oh, should I take this FU money, man? Like, dude, this is what I've been working for. Like, we make a lot of money, but it would definitely compromise my brand and compromise the person I am.
Right.
But it's fuck you money. Like, it's like, oh man, the Asian side of me is like right.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
My friend, awesome. One thing I'll always remember my really good friend saying was like, dude, Kevin, I've sold some pretty sketchy shit. Is not worth it ever. Don't compromise your values. And I just remember I was like, man, I can't believe I'm doing this. But then I was just like, you know what? I haven't like I just don't feel like it's the right fit right now.
Good.
And all that. So
That's
I know
awesome.
what that feels like.
It's hard, right?
It's fucking hard
Dude,
because that's true integrity right there.
Seriously. And you know, it makes you really think about like what you really want in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll tell you something that's a common question I get on my channel. Kevin, do you ever think you're going to go back to pharmacy? And, you know, I've kind of thought about it a few times, like throughout the course of a year, but it all goes back to integrity because I really think about, can I truly help the people? Like, am I absolutely being my like best self or high performing self where I really want to help as many people as possible at scale? And the truth is, if I went back to pharmacy, I wouldn't be able to do that, you know?
Yeah,
and
that's true.
so like it's like having those values, integrity is so freaking important, man, for me at least, you know?
Yeah.
And to have an authentic brand, authentic
Yeah.
everything.
It helps you to stay true to who you are and what your goals are, right?
Exactly.
Especially in those times where temptation is like, holy shit, it's high. You know, I could easily just do this and it'd be like a quick fix, but
Yeah.
that would just be the easy route.
Yeah. And I think the thing is it's not always easy, man. Sometimes we get so focused on like short-term gain over long-term pain, man. Like, or over long-term gain or whatever.
Yep.
We focus so much on that, and sometimes we just lose sight of like, hey, what is the long-term game plan here? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's funny. How are your friends up in Seattle as well?
I don't got none.
What?
I'm slightly kidding, but yes, it's true.
Damn.
I have some coworkers that are friends, which has been really helpful.
Yeah.
Work has honestly been the most like satisfying thing in Washington for me. Like, I really love all my coworkers. I love like the cool thing about this place that I work in infusion oncology is that the nurses, the doctors, and the pharmacists, we all work very closely together,
collaborative,
because I'm sure you know from your pharmacy background that we need an infusion chemo pharmacist, you know, so we work very closely with them. Anyway, so because of that, I have made friends, you know, with the pharmacists and the doctors, and it's been really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, and it makes Washington feel more like home.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But outside of work, it's been just kind of
dry, yo. Like
like, dude, I just see your face, man. And
I'm
it's
like, friends, hey, you want to be my friend? Hey.
Damn. Well, like, I mean, you've done it before because you came to kind of like LA
California,
before. Yeah. And you didn't really have that. I mean, you did have one mutual friend that kind of introduced you to everyone.
And that was the outlet, right?
Yeah.
And I think I need to find it in Washington. And I've been trying to find a group similar to Apex, you know, the nonprofit that we were part of. And it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard to find it out there.
Dang. What do you think makes it so hard? Doesn't your husband like have like friends too that you can just kind of chill with, or do you try to keep that separate?
Well, the problem is that all of his friends are
entrepreneurs.
Dispersed. You know, they're all over the country and all over the world, so we don't really hang out with people at home. Yeah, that's something we gotta work on.
Oh my god. Okay.
You know that one song by I Just Need Some Real Friends. Oh, Camila Cabello, Real Friends. You should really listen to it. That's me. That's real talk.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyways, dude, I hope
I will need you to listen to that song. Holy crap. Hold on. Let me just. Oh my gosh. I legit need to show you. But keep talking.
Yeah. Anyways, that's pretty depressing, man.
Dude, like, seriously, man.
Because you've been up there for almost 1 year now.
And I'm hella social, so this is hard for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Dude, it sucks, man. Like, legit. Okay. Oh, YouTube ad.
Oh, shoot. You know what? It's going to get demonetized if you play it.
Oh, okay. I'll stop.
So...
we'll play it.
Yeah,
maybe you can add it.
Play it after, man.
Okay.
But yeah, like, dude, that kind of sucks, man, that you've been kind of struggling with. Because I feel like that's a huge fear for a lot of people. They move to a new place and they don't make any friends.
Yeah. And you know what? I think friends are truly the starting point to making a place feel like home.
Yeah.
Just that connection, you know, that connection that makes it more meaningful for you to come home.
Yeah. Do you feel like that plays into your relationship though? Because you have like, I don't know, kind of like less outlets and stuff. Do you feel like that plays into your relationship?
A little bit. I mean, for a while, I was like so happy and content with like just hanging out with Juan and stuff. And I know we're getting to a point where it's like, okay, yeah, we really need some friends, you know, outside of just each other. Yeah. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. We're coming near the hour. So,
cool.
I don't want to push it too much longer because I know you got to pick up your hubby from the airport from LAX.
Well, this was so much fun, Kevin. I really enjoyed it.
Dude, it's always, dude, like literally we scheduled this. So for
2 days ago, a day ago, yesterday?
A day ago, like I literally asked you like yesterday or actually, you know what, 2 days ago, right?
Hecka impromptu, but
yeah,
so worth it.
But I just love, like, I think that's one of the things I like doing recently is just like having conversations, just capturing on camera. It's just really, really cool for me, man.
Yeah,
so
feels real.
All right, let's end this.
Well,
do you want to have any shameless plugs at the end?
As a what?
Shameless plugs at the end.
What's that?
Like plug your Instagram or anything.
Oh yeah, plug. Yes. So my Instagram is it's so hard to spell, but _Tuli.
I'll put it down. Like
simplybeautiful.org.
Are you still keeping up with the blog, by the way?
Well, no, but it will.
I'm the same way. I haven't updated my blog since like November, so that's really bad.
It's terrible. I feel you.
My SEO, bro.
Oh, cool. Oh.
All right. Cool. Pleasure having you. Let's end this.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Later.